And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again, another day committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and always providing you the timely truth centered around real estate, credit, finance, estate and tax planning, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, but most importantly, we want to engage with you so that we can help you win.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
Save our hotline number in your phone. At some point, you're going to need it. 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline number. And check out consumerqb.com. All of our content is repurposed there at consumerqb.com. You can see links to all of our expert contributors there. And this is Intelligent Talk Radio. We want to help you win in any marketplace. Got some intelligent folks here in studio as well. Chuck Peterson, Suncoast Roofing. Welcome back, sir.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you putting intelligent in there with me, because that's not usually how the office talks about
That's
me.
not how they lead in,
No,
right?
that's usually they're like, can you just leave now? But great to be back in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, man.
Beautiful weather we've been having the last 2 or 3 weeks instead of all the rain. But,
Yeah.
roofing's a hot sport, so those guys out there on the roof are wishing it rained a little.
That's right. Yeah. To cool it off a little bit around here.
Yeah.
And Mary did a great job on the show last week,
Thank you.
too.
Yep.
She's awesome.
She's awesome. Yeah, she's great support.
Yep, awesome. Good stuff. Fred DeFelice back in studio. It's been a little while. Waterscience.us. Welcome in.
Excited to be here.
Yeah, man.
Got a lot to talk about.
Good stuff. Yeah, helping protect homeowners and business owners with their water, the quality of their water. So that's good stuff, man.
Yep.
Appreciate that. Chris Hatfield, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. Welcome back, sir.
Thanks for having me, Brandon. I'm feeling refreshed from a recent vacation and came back engaged.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Very
That's
cool.
a serious vacation.
Yeah. Awesome. Good for you, man. That's awesome.
Thanks.
Congratulations on that. Yeah, Fred's been holding down the fort, representing Tampa Screens, the Tin Man.
Yeah, he's the Tin Man. I'm the Screen Man.
The Screen Man. Okay, that's right. The Screen Man. And, we want to help you win in over 80 categories of expert contributor advice and ways that we can help you live a better life. On air for almost 6 years now, and daily 5 o'clock drive time, 1380 The Biz. We got our weekend show on FM 102.5 The Bone on Sunday mornings, and we're on Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Sony. So hit us up on those networks as well on your smart television by searching Binge Networks. And this segment is brought to you by the Lucky Dill Restaurant. Our official restaurant partner is the Lucky Dill. They've got a deli, New York City bar, Brooklyn bakery, catering, banquets, and much more. The Lucky Dill, home of the sandwich that ate Brooklyn. The sandwiches are great. All the entrees, salads, very good food, very friendly staff as well, and a wonderful ambiance. It's got that sports flair, that ambiance right there at 4606 West Boy Scout Boulevard in Tampa. LuckyDillDeli.com, the official restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And as you know, I'm the owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm a top 1% realtor in the United States, and we are talking about a couple of hot listings here that we've got. This one just hit the market, 4449 Marine Parkway. This is in the right off of US 19, waterfront property, 2-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, townhome, and it's in Gulf Harbors. You got 2 boat docks out there with lifts as well. Perfect for the boater. Bring your boat. And this is Marine Parkway, Newport Richey. Great opportunity here. And check out all of our real estate properties at PlatinumMVPTeam.com. All right, we got Chuck Peterson back in studio. Chuck's been on the road up there handling a lot of the panhandle lately, helping those folks that are recovering from the hurricane. What's the status up there, man?
Still moving up there. I mean, it's slower going now than it was before, because now it's down to the insurance battles and the who can get the insurance companies to get to where they need to be to get settled, so people actually can get all their work done they need done. But they're probably 60%, 65% kind of rebuilt up there. I mean, there's still
that's good.
A lot to go. 40% is still a lot, but it's a lot better shape than it was. That's for sure. And they're moving forward. Good, good folks up there. They're moving forward, not looking back, and trying to get ready for summer. And they already got the already went through the spring break bunch that was a little limited, but they're looking for a big summer, trying to get all that ready to go.
Yeah, tourism is a big part of that economy.
Big part up there.
Yeah.
Yep.
The overall, the debris cleaned up. Is most of that out of there?
Yep.
That's
you
good.
know, now you're just dealing with buildings that have to be torn down, and there's just the weight to get to them, so they're fenced off and all. And you know, there's still a lot of blue tarps on roofs and all, but as far as businesses and that kind of stuff, it's pretty up and running.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you get the hope most of the hotels are back open, most of the restaurants are back open. They're building new stuff, you know, so it's turned around. It's headed the right direction for sure.
So some normalcy's returned up there.
Yeah.
That's good. And you guys are pretty much statewide, covering, you know, everything from Jacksonville, Bonita Springs, in between.
All the way down, all the way down to Melbourne on the East Coast, you know, Orlando, like you said, down to Bonita, Naples, down there. I was down there the last 2 days at our Bonita Springs office. So a lot of stuff going on down there. Still, you know, they're still got. We're actually dealing with some insurance stuff from the hurricane before that.
Yeah, was that the one the same season, or was that the year before?
That's the Irma. That was the year before.
The year before. So it's like, man, we need a break from these hurricanes.
It just
this
takes
year.
away. Yeah. Unfortunately, you know, we're sitting in Florida, and probably we might not get a hurricane, but we're gonna get a storm.
Yeah, you're gonna get some tropical storms, and you know, so the roofing. You know, when it comes to real estate, what a major component. You know, other than the foundation. I mean, the roof.
Two biggest things.
Yeah, you got your roof up top. So there's ways that you can utilize knowledgeable contractors. We always talk about utilizing knowledgeable contractors. And Suncoast Roofing, you are in the top 2% in the United States in terms of the GAF Master Elite Certified, and that comes with some really distinct advantages.
Right. I mean, it comes with the advantages of the warranties that we can offer. As you said, the 2%, that actually comes via GAF. They come and inspect a certain amount of our roofs every year to make sure that we maintain standards, and then we have to have our personnel have to do testing and field testing and that kind of stuff that GAF grades. So to get the GAF Master Elite, it's not just, you know, how many roofs did you do?
Right.
It's the quality that you put out there,
Nice.
the personnel, you know, how trained they are and how often you train them as far as our production guys go, how our office runs, you know, and those kind of things, as well as financial, you know. So not everybody can be that, even if they wanted to be. But yeah, 2%, and that gives us that warranty that we were always talk about. It's a 50-year warranty.
Yes.
Best in the business. You can't put a roof on in Florida without having a warranty like this. So if you're looking for, you know, a good investment to spend your money on your roof and not have to worry about it, those GAF shingles are the best. 50 years, 25 years non-prorated labor material. So if we put the roof on wrong, or if the material goes bad in the first 25 years, GAF actually pays for an entire replacement. Yeah, they cover the whole thing, and nobody else in the industry covers that.
Wow.
Incredible.
Yeah, that's super
You know,
awesome.
so if you're going to invest the money, it does cost. You know, we're not the cheapest guys out there. We're not.
Yep.
But our guys are, you know, the best guys out there.
Yeah, you don't want to work with the cheapest anyways. And those cheapest guys, they're going to take shortcuts. A lot of cases, they're probably, a lot of them are operating in that gray area or not even licensed. I know you see that a lot of times, Chuck.
We do. Well, non-licensed, you know, and they won't pull permits. And there's a lot of things that a homeowner has to be cognizant of, you know, on their side to make sure that the representation they're getting is accurate, you know, because a lot of guys can walk up to your door and look pretty good, you know. But
and talk a good game.
Yeah, you have to do a certain amount of research as the homeowner to make sure that they're legit.
Yeah.
And that you're getting what you're paying for.
Now, this happens a lot in a real estate transaction. By the way, if you just joined us, Chuck Peterson on the Consumer Quarterback Show, Suncoast Roofing. I'm Brandon Brimes. I'm your host here. But a lot of times in a real estate transaction, you have the inspections. You know, the buyer-seller agree. Then you have the inspections. And they say, oh, well, you know, that back roof, the flat roof back there, we're not noticing a permit that was pulled for that. You know, that causes problems with the negotiation. Sometimes the buyer cancels the contract. What happens in that situation where there's not a permit that's pulled?
We can't do anything to solve that problem. There's two solutions for the homeowner basically, and that is to agree to buy it without that permit on there. They'll have to get an insurance company that will insure them.
Okay.
To take that into account probably would be an exception on their policy. Or, you know, if it's a small, you know, 1 or 2, 3 squares, we can come out there and redo the spot basically for either the buyer or seller, whoever. You know, as you well know, we have to negotiate. We put the number out there, and you negotiate who pays.
Right.
and then we can get it permitted and inspected, and we can do it. As you know, if it's a real estate deal, we'll put them at the front of the line because we understand timing is all important in those
Yes.
closings. So we'll have somebody out there within a day or two. We'll get a permit done, put it on, get it, call the inspector and say, hey, we got to get this inspected today, kind of thing.
That's good stuff.
And get it done and get a certificate of completion over to the closing attorney so that somebody has a title that everybody's happy with.
Yeah, and that's a good point to all my real estate friends that are listening, mortgage, real estate, insurance agents out there. Suncoast Roofing does a great job when it comes into that point of a contract where, hey, the eaves have to be changed, the soffit has to be changed out on these, how you get that. They jump right on it. They'll put you to the front of the line and help you with that. So Suncoast Roofing does a great job for us.
All you got to do is call and say, hey, Brandon said, we're friends of Brandon, or we heard about it from Brandon, and we're real estate guys, and we'll move that around.
Perfect. The quarterback show referred you. That's
absolutely
awesome. Chuck Peterson, Suncoast Roofing coming up, and we got Fred DeFelice in the house, waterscience.us, Chris Hatfield as well, and we want you to check out our event coming up on the 27th. We got a big networking event, Tampa Bay's largest speed networking event coming up on the 27th of the month. Save that date. We're going to talk more about that on the flip side here, and it's going to be at the Verizon Event Center on East Bay Drive in Largo on the 27th. Save that date. Tampa Bay's largest speed networking event 2.0 coming up right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. More from our expert contributors and our feel-good story of the day. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back after this short timeout.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Ian Beckles here with...
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by True Leaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, helping you win in your real estate game, buying, selling, or investing. We would love to talk to you. And we got a couple of hot listings here in Tampa Bay. This is a waterfront beauty here at 223 South River Hills Drive in Tampa. Now, this property, it's in Temple Terrace, close to USF, stunning 5-bedroom, 2.5 single-family home situated on a conservation lot on the Hillsborough River. And I grew up on a river in South Florida and just love that lifestyle of lake life or river, living on the river. But this is a great opportunity. Right at the price point on this one is right around a $450 price point, and it's a great opportunity here in Tampa Bay. Check out all of our listings at platinummvpteam.com. Another hot listing I've got is 12610 Port Marnock. This is in Odessa. Great opportunity at Port Marnock. It's a golf community. You've got some beautiful land here as well at 12610 Port Marnock Drive in Odessa. And if you check out the photography compliments of Fabre Frameworks, our official real estate photographer, you got water views in the front and back, and a great spacious floor plan here at Turnberry at the Eagles, gated community, pool and spa. Just a great opportunity here. Check out platinummvpteam.com. Somewhere sunny and 75. And join us for our big event coming up on the 27th. Save the date, the 27th, Thursday, June 27th, is the second edition of our Tampa Bay's largest speed networking event, 2.0. It's at the Verizon Event Center on East Bay Drive in Largo. It starts at 6 o'clock. There's going to be great catering. We're going to have a DJ, bartender, catering by Amici's Cater Cuisine is some of the best food as well. And it's just going to be a great opportunity. Come out and network with Tampa Bay's finest on the 27th. Save that date, Thursday the 27th, and we will see you there. This segment is brought to you by the Bilmar Beach Resort, the official hotel partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. The Bilmar Beach Resort on Gulf Boulevard and Treasure Island, filled with fantastic and generous amenities to make your vacation that much more special. And the Bilmar Beach Resort has been one of the most sought-after destinations in the Treasure Island area for many years. I love going over there and visiting the Bilmar Beach Resort. And say hello to the general manager, Clyde Smith, who calls the beach now. This is one of the few beaches in Pinellas County that you can actually have open containers. So he kind of jokingly calls it a 2-beer beach. So it takes 2 beers to walk from the hotel all the way down to the beach. It's one of those big beaches. So a great place to hang out at our official hotel partner. All right, back here in studio, we got Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us. And Fred, your business model, it really speaks to the consumer advocate approach that we have with this show. I mean, everybody drinks water. Who does not drink water, right? And when it comes to water these days, there's so many misconceptions out there. I kind of liken it to indoor air quality as well. But tell us about waterscience.us.
Well, water science, the name says it all pretty much, because it's the science behind the whole apparatus.
I like that.
Here in Florida, for 30 years ago, they came out with a water softener. And basically that was to take care of scaling in the house, hard water and such. Does not purify the water, and there's that real misconception about that.
Yes.
So what we'd like to do is educate people so they know and let them make their own choices in this to find the right thing for them. But our systems are really state-of-the-art. Use no salt, waste no water, no maintenance for 3 years. Makes the greatest water you can have. Gets rid of all the fluoride, chloramine, all the bad stuff in the water. And we encourage people to do their own research. There's so much you can look at online, and just plug in. Even the bottled water. There's so many problems with that alone. So our slogan kind of is, you put one of our systems in, you'll never buy another bag of salt or bottled water again.
Yeah.
And our alkaline system under the counter for drinking and cooking, the people I work with in the holistic network field, they're recommending this to all their people they work with,
Wow. So it makes the water alkaline also?
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even realize that. And the system works. You got it. It's on the outside of the house, and then there's also under the sink faucet for your drinking water.
Correct.
So everything from your baths or showers, because people don't realize you're absorbing in that way as well.
Oh yeah, the chlorine and the chloramine in the shower is the worst thing for you. It's actually worse than drinking water with chlorine in it.
Wow.
It's funny.
Prescription drugs.
Oh God.
As well in there.
What's interesting, when we test people's water, we basically show them a visual of the chlorine, the amount of chlorine in their water.
Wow.
And there's 3 times more chlorine in your faucet than in your swimming pool.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
that's mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Agreed.
They actually just talked the other day
I'm gonna quit
about
taking showers.
that fish don't grow in Bangladesh or the Thames River anymore because of the amount of antibiotics that people have just flushed down their toilets.
Wow.
Period. Nothing can grow there anymore.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. Wow.
Yeah, the treatment plant, they cannot take out the pharmaceutical drugs.
Mm-hmm.
They can't take out the plastic particles. They have to put in chlorine and chloramine to get rid of bacteria. So we want them to do that much.
Yeah.
But once your pipe gets to your house, we want to take all of that out.
The microplastics. And aren't some municipalities considering or debating whether they should take reclaimed water, like literally like sewer water?
Yeah, Pinellas,
and putting it back into our drinking water, right? That's what they're thinking about now.
Well, Tampa Bay got approved to do it.
Wow.
And they actually put in for the funding. That's on hold right now.
Oh my goodness.
But it'll happen.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. And there again, the real big problem to me is there'll be more pharmaceutical drugs.
Right. Yeah. Big pharma pumping out, the FDA pumping out drugs to everybody. Giving these kids lithium because they don't pay attention as much in school as they should. They're going to categorize them as ADD, ADHD, all that kind of stuff. Let's pump some drugs into these kids. It's ridiculous. We're talking with Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us. So waterscience.us, that's the website where people can go on, make inquiries, contact you from that website, correct?
Yeah, we have a lot of information there.
Yeah.
And the other thing I'm excited about, last time I was here, I mentioned that we're offering a trade-in to get rid of your old water softener. We're going to continue that for the month of June. So we're actually offering up to $500 as a trade-in to get rid of your old water softener.
Wow. Nice.
And,
I like that.
We want to do that. That's our passion. We want to educate people to the point where they know what to do.
Yeah, and this is a family business as well. You operate it with your kids?
Yeah, 2 out of my 5 sons are with me right now in the business. So 3 years from now, there'll be still some DeFelices around to take care of you.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. So let's do an offer then. Let's do a text offer. If you want to take your health serious, if you want to take your water seriously on your house and have a consultation with Fred, have him come down and sit down and talk about how you can remove microplastics, pharmaceutical drugs, fluorides, chloramine, make your water alkaline and do what a lot of the holistic type people are doing. Just text the word water to 813-670-7372. Text the word water to our consumer advocate hotline, 813-670-7372.
Perfect.
Don't forget our number. Bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. You can submit the form there at consumerqb.com. And Fred, your background as well. You were a master plumber at one point, I believe.
Well,
so you kind of led you into this, right?
Yeah, I'm a second-generation master plumber. I started hanging around with my father when I was about 9 years old.
You're a gopher? That's the same position I had. I was the gopher. Gopher this, gopher that, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I learned from the best, really. And so, it's been part of my life. I've been in water all my life.
Yep.
And if you ask my wife, she'll tell you I've been in hot water mostly with her.
Most of the time in hot water, okay. But, what's interesting, too, I saw last week or week before there was some new, they were exploring the bottom of the ocean. Okay, they were exploring the bottom of the ocean. They found some new species of crustaceans that we had never found, and it was however many thousands of feet down. But you know what else they found? Plastic candy wrappers and that type of stuff.
Water bottle.
So the microplastics are just unbelievable. How they infiltrate, the fish, and then people are eating tuna. They love the sushi and the tuna, the raw food. There's microplastics in the tuna now.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. We use all glass bottles in our home.
Yep.
Stainless steel is fine too, but don't ever buy plastic again.
Yeah.
And
So many people do. It's such a challenge. You're on the go. They're stopping in the 7-Eleven, the quick stores, buying stuff. So it's just such an epidemic. And one of the things I looked at too, I was talking about this on the show, is that I don't understand why, as a government, the government doesn't come in and say, hey, especially at malls, hospitals, places where people frequent, there should be, next to every trash container, there should be
a recycle.
Put your plastics here, put your
Absolutely
aluminum
agree.
cans here, and it's everywhere you look. It's all over the place.
Absolutely agree.
Why has that not come up as a legislation action in Tallahassee?
It's hard to get people to do it. I mean, our office, we got a huge office. We got offices all over. We don't recycle anything. And my wife and I were huge recyclers. And you're like, look, you can throw all these freaking bottles in a recycle can. I'll take them.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
So you put a recycle can there. There's one bottle and there's 50 in the trash can. And you're looking at it going, you guys are just crap. Just crap.
Yeah, it's an easy way to do it. In the malls, these hospitals, just different places, amusement parks, even. Sometimes you see one here and there.
They used to, yeah.
Yeah, but there needs to be another asserted effort to do that.
Agreed.
Because it's our grandchildren, our children.
You said the word there, effort. You got to put in the effort.
That's true. Absolutely true, Chris. Yeah. All right, stay with us right here. More from our expert contributors. Check out waterscience.us, Fred DeFelice. Chuck Peterson's in the house. Chris Hatfield as well. Tampa Screens and Aluminum. And we have our feel-good story of the day coming up here as well. And on the other side of this break, teen shoe store employee goes above and beyond for girl with autism right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and Twitter, and the Consumer Quarterback Show page on Facebook as well. We'd love to connect with you there on LinkedIn as well. We'll be right back after this short break.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by TrueLeaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. listening to the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Published author, professional speaker. Check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. And this is kind of the prequel. This book I wrote a couple years ago as a prequel to the business that we launched with Ken Shamrock, Des Woodruff as well, called the Business Growth Celebrity Academy and bgca.co. So you can realize the celebrity in you. The Business Growth Celebrity Academy helps you become a micro celebrity to grow wealth, build personal brand, and increase your status. Anyone can become a micro celebrity. It's easy, and we'll teach you how to do that with bgca.co. And this segment is brought to you by Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Brothers Easy Moving. And I can tell you from firsthand experience that they are a first-class organization, and whether you're planning a local move or a long-distance move, they are among the best reviewed movers in Tampa Bay. 4.6 rating on Google, 4.5 on Yelp, and they've also won the Super Service Award multiple times. Reach out to Brothers Easy Moving. Let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. And take them up on special offers and incentives just by mentioning that you're a fan of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we are back here in studio helping you win. We got Chuck Peterson in the house, Suncoast Roofing, Fred DeFelice, WaterScience.us, and Chris Hatfield, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, coming right up here. I want to let you know about a couple of hot listings that I've got. I've got some vacant land listed here. In Pinellas County, vacant land in Pinellas County. That's very hard to come by. I've got one at 1401 Seminole Boulevard in Largo. It's a great opportunity for a builder, entrepreneur, business owner to develop and build. It's vacant land, great opportunity. Corner lot, 0.82 acres, MOL, and you can put an office there, medical, retail, restaurant, goods and services, 200 feet located right on Seminole Boulevard in a high traffic area, and it's a zoned commercial general use. Great opportunity. 207 Coronado Drive on Clearwater Beach. This is one of my favorite listings. It's a $3.3 million listing of mine. Now, this property, it's right on Coronado, right on the beach, 5,500 square foot lot. And if you look at the beautiful drone photography compliments of Fabre Frameworks, there is just a great opportunity here for someone to develop that land. It's right across the street from the Wyndham Grand and the Hyatt. It's just a high dollar value property here, right on Pinellas County, right on the beach at Clearwater Beach, #1 beach in the world, Clearwater Beach, Florida. Somewhere sunny and 75. All right, so we've got Chris Hatfield in the house, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, and welcome back in, the Screen Man.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah.
We're making it into the next season in the aluminum world. We have our tourist season, our pollen season, our tax season, and now the dreaded hurricane season.
Okay, so. Hurricane season. Yeah. With that said, what can we do to prepare?
And that's the thing, is that a lot of people don't realize, all these cities that Chuck was just keying in on, all these roofing areas he's been to, they've all been swiped by one or two.
Yeah.
And Tampa is very, very lucky. And the things that I go out and see on a daily basis, it's funny that gravity is even holding them up. But I can guarantee you that a little bit of wind, a little bit of uplift, and it's going to be decorated all over somebody's front porch.
Yeah.
And I'm not telling people that they need to get their entire enclosure changed out. Sometimes the budget doesn't dictate that.
Right.
Sometimes you're trying to flip a house for your realtor market. Sometimes people only have so much of an ROI they're going to get back out of it.
Good point.
But a couple bolts, a couple hurricane cables, a couple mitigation techniques.
Yes.
It's yours. You own it. Go out and push on it. You know, see if it's going to hold up.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that are out in people's patios can be thrown in their pools to thus protect from being flying debris when a storm does come. But like I said, those are certain things that we can come out. I carry a mitigation license separately. I can come out and tell you when your cage was built, how long it's going to hold up, and what winds it's really rated for.
Nice.
Nowadays, we have to build something for 140, 150 miles an hour.
Right.
And no retrofit is going to make it up to that same thing. But adding a couple tap cons at those load-bearing posts, adding some hurricane cables that actually attach the post and lintel to the foundation and give it angular structural integrity, those are really some things that would, make it a fighting chance.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to do that, especially when you're looking at protecting, in most cases, people's number one asset. Their home, even their investment properties. That's and it just provides that beautiful in between space. It's not the indoor in the AC. It's not outside. You got that screen barrier from the insects, the stinging insects. The pollen. It even cuts down on some of the pollen, I believe. With Tampa screens and aluminum, it's a great opportunity to add value to your home and also reduce the marketing time as well, because a property with a screen room is going to close faster than one that does not have one.
That's the thing. I mean, especially when you have people that are from out of state. Yeah. They've come here, they've stayed. They may have stayed in a resort or something of that nature and been outside, and as soon as the mosquitoes come, they retreat. They go back inside.
Yeah.
So if they don't have somewhere that they're going to be able to go out and enjoy a little bit of time, granted, it's hot this time of the year. Yep. I get it.
Yep.
But the mornings are nice. The afternoons are nice.
That's
if
right.
you want to go outside and enjoy a little, conversation fire pit, if you want to grill some stuff, having a screen enclosure actually makes it to where you can be there till the burgers are done versus go out, set them, run back inside.
Sure, absolutely. It's a great point. And you guys have this new line as well. Fred's been talking about this, the
Renaissance pergolas
line.
Yeah,
yes,
we've actually we've been working with these now for coming up on a year. But this is it's a revolutionary product devised down in Miami, and it pretty much takes what we've been doing a long time with the aluminum roofs and what's been a modern aesthetic added onto a lot of houses with the pergolas and blends the two. But this is a company based out of Miami. They make these things rated for 140 miles an hour of wind. This is not something that you're just going to decoratively put on your house. This is an investment that you're going to put on your house that's going to last for 30 years. You build a wood pergola outside your house just for decoration, that's fine. But after 3-4 years of wood touching the ground in Florida, it is going to rot. There's no way around it.
Right.
This is thick aluminum that's powder coated, that's made and milled exactly for this instance, and it's beautiful. I mean, when we've actually built them, they come out immaculate.
It really does. It looks great, and it's just such a nice addition to a real estate property. And it goes by many names. It's funny, lanais, gazebos, sunrooms,
veranda,
pergolas.
portico, pool enclosure even has different names. Most guys that build them, they call them pool cages.
Yeah, cages.
But whereas me in the sales, I can't exactly sell somebody a cage. Cage is a word I kind of want to stay away from.
That's a good point.
Oh, and I'll change it and jazz it up for different customers. Whatever they call it is exactly what it is.
Yes.
It's not going on my house.
That's right.
So if they say it's a veranda, it's a veranda. And that's exactly how I'll write it on the estimate.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to make them think that I know more information. I know everything there is to know about the aluminum industry, but it's going to go on their house.
Yeah.
And I treat every single customer with that custom degree to let them know that it's going to be a comforting experience, but we also wouldn't put anything on your house that we wouldn't put on our own.
Yeah, good point. We're talking with Chris Hatfield, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, and I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. Now, Chris, in your industry as well, you're seeing non-licensed contractors. You're seeing people come through and, they're not going to pull permits. They're going to take shortcuts, work that gray area. What's your consumer advocate advice on that?
What I'll tell you is I don't have a coding degree. I've never learned anything about a computer beyond my middle school classes. So for me to be able to look up permitting, that's no different than John Doe being able to look up permitting. You go to Hillsborough County Property Appraiser. You go to Pinellas County Property Appraiser. You know your address. You know your name. You can type in that information and you can find out. Even if you're trying to look for a perspective. I looked at 200 houses before I bought mine. And you best believe every single one of them that made it into that final category, I went online, I did my due diligence. Now, there are still things that pop up, but at least people can go and find out, is this permittable? Is this something that's been done?
Right.
Looking into and finding out a person, if they want to find out their license, you can go on sunbiz.org. You can find out through the CFO website. And there's a lot of things at your disposal to make sure you are an informed customer.
Right.
But then in that same right, I can't compete with somebody that's unlicensed. And I won't compete with somebody that's unlicensed. Yep. Good work's not cheap. Cheap work's not good. I'm not saying you're paying for the logo on my shirt, paying for everything else like that. Those are things that my boss incurs for advertising and marketing.
Yep.
But to be able to compare apples to apples, there are certain licensing and certain insurance. Some gentlemen are not allowed to be on a ladder, period. Some gentlemen are not allowed to be on a ladder over 6 feet. There are certain things with licensing that you want to check out, especially if a guy's going to be on your pool enclosure, because of the fact that it's a dangerous job, and you want a skilled fabricator up there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's important. And we talked with Chuck in the past too about, how much money do you require down? Sometimes the scammers come by and they say, oh yeah, like he had mentioned last year, they went to the Panhandle and there was one guy that went around and he looked like the good guy. He was putting tarps on roofs, and he helped like 10 people with the tarps, but then he got 50% of the money up front, or a $5,000 deposit, or $10,000 was it, and then boom, he's gone. That guy never came back.
Nope.
And your real respectable contractors in the state of Florida, they know once you drop materials off on a customer's job site, they're not yours anymore. They belong to the customer. So sometimes people will, if they're in a small company, I've worked for some before, they will take a material deposit when something's delivered. Luckily, we're a big enough outfit. We take a 30% deposit to start your job. You pay 70% when it's all complete. And that's the way that we choose to do our business.
Yeah. Best in the business, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, longtime contributors on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And when we come back, more from our expert contributors, we're going to jump into our lightning round, where we're going to give you some consumer advocate tips, nuggets of advice, and parting words of wisdom from Chuck Peterson, Fred DeFelice, and Chris Hatfield. And our feel-good story of the day is a good one. Teen shoe store employee goes above and beyond for girl with autism. Stay with us right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Warwick Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Ian Beckles here with my...
This is the Cannabis Podcast, powered by True Leaf on Radio Influence. It's an inside look and the scientific facts in and around the world of medical cannabis. Now, here is your host, Ian Beckles.
He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. Every day, one of the things we're going to do is tell you something positive and tell you something good in our Feel Good segment of the day. And we're going to tell you something good here.
Tell me something good.
A teen shoe store employee goes above and beyond for a girl with autism.
A teenage shoe store employee went above and beyond to help a girl with autism try on shoes.
James Taylor from Oxfordshire posted on Twitter he had a very good reason to be proud of his 18-year-old son, Jacob.
After Jacob finished work at Clark's shoe shop on Saturday, he was handed a celebration alert from the store manager.
The alert was prompted by an email from a customer who had praised Jacob for helping her daughter, who was suffering from sensory overload while in the store.
I'm ridiculously proud of both of my children, but my 18-year-old son was presented with this at his Saturday job yesterday, and I might be a little bit choked up, James wrote on Twitter.
Don Brown, the customer who had emailed the store, saw James's tweet and is happy to know Jacob got the recognition he deserved.
This was followed by Don Brown's tweet. I am so very happy that Jacob got this recognition. He totally deserves this. You should be incredibly proud.
James's tweet has received more than 100,000 likes. Dawn joked she would ask Jacob for his autograph the next time they buy shoes.
All right. Thank you, girls. Good job. That was awesome. 100,000 likes. That's a good return on your investment when it comes to social media, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, teen shoe store employee goes above and beyond for girl with autism. So that's our segment there and our feel-good story of the day, helping you win in any marketplace, and we love those feel-good segments there. All right, let's jump into our lightning round.
The lightning round.
I am so good at lightning rounds.
I majored in lightning round.
All right, here we go. Top tips, nuggets of advice, words of wisdom. Chuck Peterson, Suncoast Roofing.
Well, I'm going to go the same one we always go with is, as a consumer, you have to check who's at your door. When you call somebody, you need to check out who they are before you sign the paperwork, and you need to be, careful who you're dealing with.
Be diligent about it. What's the best way to check them up? Check them out.
Chris had them. I mean, you go to the websites. It's literally just one click away to find out if anybody's licensed. And if you're not sure at all, you can literally call the building department, and they will tell you if we're licensed. We have to have certain stuff on file to get a permit and be licensed.
Excellent.
It's simple, but it's also a lot of stuff that people just take for granted because somebody walks to the door and they present themselves well. But like we talked about in the Panhandle or down in Bonita, the same thing. Thousands of dollars walk out the door with somebody and you never see them again because somebody didn't do the due diligence they should have done.
Yeah, and it happens a lot.
Yes,
it happens a
unfortunately.
lot. Fred DeFelice, waterscience.us.
Yep. Well, the water treatment industry is filled with high-pressure salespeople out there trying to sell you. Don't make a decision right there on the spot if somebody's there trying to sell you something.
Yeah, good point.
We hardly ever make a sale on that same day that we come out and test your water. But we want to educate you. We'll give you the information you can look at and check out. And then, think about it. Check it out.
Yeah.
Look on our website and see some of the testimonies we have up there. It's incredible. Our customers love us, and we love them.
Waterscience.us, and it's another one I can tell you from firsthand experience. The water tastes great on our home. Lindsay and I put this system on, and we're glad we did.
Yeah,
it's really good, and it's the health side of it that really makes the difference.
Yep.
Chris Hatfield, Tampa Screens and Aluminum.
Chris Hatfield, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, 813-960-7064. Reach out to him on Facebook.com/Tampa Screens, TampaScreensandAluminum.com. But like I said earlier, I became a new fiance, so I'd like to give a shout out to my fiance, Corey Roberts.
Nice.
I like you a lot. She'll understand what that means. But as far as the aluminum aspect, we take care of everything on the outside of a house that is aluminum. So if you're wondering if it is, grab a magnet, go touch it. If it doesn't have polarity, we'll fix it.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, that's a way that you can help them. And I'm going to kind of piggyback on what Fred was talking about, the high-pressure sales and fast decisions versus slow decisions. One of my favorite authors, Ryan Tracy, was talking about it in one of the books I was listening to. And it's, a lot of times when we're pressured and we make those fast decisions, they turn out to be wrong decisions. You want to develop that side of your personality, and I think a lot of times it's a reflexive response that we have sometimes with people. It's kind of boom, boom, boom. It's like back and forth, the fast responses a lot of times. Now, so what you want to do is develop slow thinking in certain situations, especially when it's dealing with money, signing a new contract, relationships. You want to develop those ideas over time, and that's going to help you avoid a lot of the pain that's associated a lot of times with those fast decisions. So you want to develop that thought process of, even the old traditional way that you probably heard of, drawing a line down the sheet of paper, pros and cons. Look at it from almost like a business perspective where you do a SWOT analysis. You're going to look at your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities and threats. You're going to think about it from a long-term perspective, because the long-term perspective is normally going to be a better solution for you.
And I'll say, none of us guys that are sitting here have to have a decision the first day we step at your property to talk to you.
Right.
I mean, there's the amount of money that you spend with us is not a decision you make after we've been there for 15, 30 minutes or an hour or something like that. That's a we'll let you sleep on it and we'll call you back tomorrow.
Yeah. And anybody that pressures you into that, it's probably not have the best intentions.
Yeah. That's the thing. If they're coming to you immediately and it's high closing sales and it's something that it seems like they need that sale more than anything, you might want to get back from them.
Yeah.
I have a high closing percentage, but in that same right, I have no problem telling a customer, I want you to meet 3 other guys that do this.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't woo you, knock you off your heels, if everything I sold doesn't do it for you, then I guess I didn't do my job. But I have no problem leaving a customer and letting them do their due diligence.
Yep.
You don't want somebody that's going to pressure you into something like that.
Sure.
Cold calling and knocking on your door and bothering you and making you sign for something. None of us sell Electrolux vacuums.
Yeah. And if you sign today, you're going to get this much discount. That's probably the biggest thing that they throw out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's normally this, but they're going to discount it today only.
Right.
Yeah.
I've had sales meetings. We've gone to different proposals and things like that where they try to instill, and that's good for you. It's good to hone your craft, and it's good for different things.
Yep.
But you can always tell when somebody's field was not from your field.
Right.
When they are used to selling a used car or insurance. And I tell customers all the time, never sold used cars, never sold insurance. Been in this industry 20 years.
Nice.
I showed up on the job site with my dad, just like a lot of us have.
Yep.
And made a little bit of money and regretfully never turned around.
Yeah.
But it turned out very well for me.
Nice. Now, just opening question to everybody here: what's the job market look like? The labor force, rather, is it still a challenge?
Yeah, it's short.
Yeah.
It's I'm 35 years old, and there's just not many people younger than me that really want to work. I wish. I was actually seeing a story the other day on Mike Rowe, the guy that does Dirty Jobs, and he's sponsoring scholarships for people to work in the trades. And I mean, there's a great school, Tampa Technical. If you've never had a chance to go over there and take a look at it, great school. And it's teaching people that welding, a lot of these other trades, you're going to be able to make 6 figures.
Shoot, they make 6 figures now. They just can't get the kids interested in it because the stigma of that class of work is not where they want to be at.
Yeah, I saw a study
they feel
the other day.
very entitled.
Yeah, exactly. Entitlement and probably social media is to blame for that. The welders. I heard that the state of Florida is going to be severely lacking for welders, and that's going to affect our infrastructure.
Everybody's short in the construction business. I mean, we're always looking for good guys. I mean, we can't staff enough fast enough a lot of times. You just can't do it. I mean, the personnel just aren't available.
Yeah.
I always had problems trying to find quality people, so I started making my own.
Yeah, there you go. Started making your own. That's a good point.
Most of our crews
I was looking far ahead too, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's a long-term thinker there.
We have some crews that have been with us 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
So my boss knows a lot about retention and keeping them happy and keeping them with good quality jobs.
That's the key.
But in that same right, I would love to see, we've hired on 2 crews of younger men, and they're great. They hustle.
Yep.
But you're talking about needle in a haystack.
Yep.
I mean, that's just something that...
We got
go ahead, probably 25, 30 crews, and I mean, and we probably have 10 that stay, and the rest of them move in and out, and literally, when the storms come, trying to find good help,
right?
It is tough in any piece of the construction industry. It's tough.
Now, let me switch gears as well and talk about a macro situation with the tariffs. What about the tariffs? We talked about supplies. We talked about aluminum.
Chris, but we already we get hit Monday. 25% increase on anything that's aluminum that touches a house.
Wow.
For us.
June 1st, everything's going up.
And we just got it last year, and it's something that I like people to understand that we're not driving up these prices.
No.
And it's not like, you can say that a 25% tariff is going to be 25% more of a job, but
just the materials
are going up.
Right.
And the distributors and everything like that, once they get that money, they're not going to give it back.
No.
Right.
They've gotten you now at a price point, and it's just like gas a couple of years ago. They got you at $4 a gallon, and they're happy to do so. So write your congressman, tell them that this is something that you're not a big fan of.
It's a direct hit. I mean, they can say what they want to in Washington, but those tariffs are a direct hit to the consumer.
That is a tax on the consumer, and I've not seen it as anything else.
Yes, and it's a straight number, straight across the board. The letters we're getting from the suppliers it's 25%. They're not saying the tariff's 25, we're going to raise ours 10. They're like, no, it's 25. Tariff's 25, raises 25. There you go.
Wow. That's the number they heard. That's the number they stick to.
That's what goes into effect Monday.
Wow.
I mean, Saturday, really.
Yeah. And I can't tell people that in any way, shape, or form that I'm trying to tell them to get off the fence, that now is the time.
Yeah.
No.
But we did have this happen last summer. I can't tell you when it's going to stop.
Right.
So aluminum is more expensive than it was last summer.
Not going down.
As a betting man, it's not going to go down.
Yeah. Lock it in. Get it in there.
Fortunately
Chuck
for
Peterson.
us, everything we have is made in the U.S.
Nice. Okay. Good stuff,
It doesn't matter
Fred.
where it's made.
I like that.
Those increases are across the board.
Please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. We'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. And ConsumerQB.com is your number one resource for all things real estate, finance, construction, Tampa Bay. ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show, weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.
Are you a real estate agent looking to take your business to the next level and supercharge your marketing? Hi, I'm Brandon Rhymes, owner of Platinum MVP Realty and host of the Real Estate Quarterback Show, syndicated radio and TV show talk program on iHeartRadio, 1025 The Bone, daily 5 o'clock drive time on 1380 The Biz, and our TV show is on WeBeam TV. We're looking for real estate agents that want to join our team and supercharge their marketing utilizing some of our innovative strategies. We utilize the Real Geeks platform, Facebook marketing, internet marketing, and a lot of the traditional methods as well. Postcard mailers mailed for you, postage, signage, business cards, all paid for by the company. Aggressive real estate splits and ways to help you win in any marketplace. We need you to go out, take applications, and work our plethora of leads that we're generating on a daily basis. Reach out by clicking the form below, and we'd love to have a confidential interview with you.